Yeah. Here we go. Gather on in, my family. Gather on in. He's right on time today. Woo. Welcome back to another weekly reading by Galactic Tarot. Alexander Mazzone, broadcasting live from Sedona, Arizona. Are we here? It says we got two people. It's a little weak. It's a little weak. I know everybody's got Memorial Day. There they are. Gently caress that like button, my family. Have we had 2060 on the subscribers yet? Because that means I go live on Wednesday for free readings. If we are, just a little FYI. That's how the channel works. Welcome, everybody. He's got some stuff to talk about today. You guys seeing the miracles? Are you watching the miracles? Spirit's having me prove miracles to myself. It's been a lot. I'll just say that. It's been a lot. There's been a lot of very interesting things. Veronique says we have 2150. So if you want to see me on Wednesday, you know what to do. Share it out. Let's get that up to 2160. We'll get free readings, you know, the whole shabam. So, yeah, I was in Phoenix. I normally do not travel on Memorial Day weekend. Being from the Northeast in the States, it's a little crazy. Certain places we can go on vacation. Certain times we can get away for these like nice weekends. And dream time, Carrie Lynn, forget about it. But yeah, it's usually a pretty crazy travel weekend, especially out here in Sedona, out here in Arizona. There's a lot of people, you know, they even call it a holiday corridor. You know, as we used to say on the East Coast, corridor, holiday corridor. So, I'm getting to the gist. I was driving by quite heavy traffic, not thinking that I had to drive back through it shortly. And I see the sign. I checked the GPS. I didn't really know where I was. I was going to visit Queen. Queen, where are you at? Queen, is your shop open? Queen, freaking love you. Stopped by to see Queen. Didn't get to see Queen, but here we are. Still dropped her off some goodies. Happy birthday, sister. You know I'm just teasing. Check the GPS. It's a dark red line. Check the signs. Every single sign says holiday corridor. Like the traffic's insane. Pretty much that. So Spirit tells me, prove your magic to yourself. Prove your essence to yourself, and use this shape. This shape I've been talking about. This icosahedron, and how to use the icosahedron, and how to use two pentacles, if you will, to fold this shape together. This is what I talked about at Cosmic Awakening this year, and much of the patrons know that I've been talking about these geometric patterns, how to use them. But I saw a new way to use it, and part of me was almost like sketched out by it, like almost like it was manipulation. But Spirit was like, do this. This is how you do it. So I was asked to put the icosahedron over the sign that said that there was really bad traffic up ahead. And then after that shape was there, I was like, so what do I do? I was like, that's it? I just do that? And Spirit says, no, now you want to put energy into the sign and into that icosahedron that's around the sign that tells anybody else that sees the sign, so anybody else reading it. And it wasn't these exact words, because it's not the proper spell that I'd like to cast. But the energy that was supposed to be put in this shape, I almost called it a cube because I'm thinking about my old shape, our old shape. But what if there's not? So that was the energy that was to be put inside this shape. But what if there isn't? But what if there isn't traffic? And I was just completely shocked. Like literally, I didn't even see a single RV. Like it's normally just like back to back, like RVs, like everybody's dragging, but like it was just clear sailing all the way from Phoenix to Sedona, where this is literally the worst travel weekend ever. And it's like, I know you could say like, oh, the traffic just dissipated or it moved or whatever it is. But I'm seeing a lot of miracles like this, and some of them are not miracles. And I was sharing some of them a couple weeks ago. Like, I'm noticing that what I'm thinking about and what I'm saying out loud, whether it's a joke, whether it's for fun, or whether I'm just telling a story of something that happened in the past, this stuff is happening instantaneously. Jim's asking, do you spin it? Basically, Jim, what you would do is you draw a 5-pointed star, okay? And then you draw another 5-pointed star. And then you align these so they lock into each other. So the best way to picture the top of it is picture a 4-sided Giza pyramid, okay? And just get one of those sides, copy, paste it, stretch out the rest, and put a 5th one in. So you kind of have this like pentagon shape here, pentagon shape at the bottom. And what happens is the pyramid goes from here, it flattens out a little bit. So you've got a cap like this, and then a cap going up like that. And then everywhere there's a flat side, there's a tooth going down, or another equilateral, I believe, triangle. But that's why I like to use my hand. I like to use my hand because it's easy to picture. There's exactly 20 triangles in this shape. And it's very fascinating that if you look at exactly half of the shape, it is perfectly a star. It's perfectly a 5-pointed star. And one of the things I said on stage at Cosmic Awakening, this was really interesting to me because, anytime, like those of you that have been watching, Team Light, me and Rion, Morning Coffee for years, you'll hear like anytime there was ever a pentacle, anytime there was ever a pentacle on a card, Brother Rion would say, I don't like the pentacle. It leaves the back door open. It leaves the back side open. And this was just so perfect to me when I saw this shape because it was very validating to his intuition and what he got. Where, of course, yeah, it does leave the back door open if there's only one. But if there's two, they interlock and lock together. So, yeah, to answer your question, Jim, do you spin it? No, I have not been spinning this. It's almost like the second this locks together, things bilocate where you want them to. They're instantly transferred. It's like the older shape of the tesseract, the cube with the lines connecting the cube, and then the 2 tetrahedrons, which is 4 points of interest, and then 4 points of interest, and these counter rotating. That one spins because to spin them together is what's creating the force. It's pressure that turns coal to diamond. It's pressure that turns iron to ruby. It's pressure that turns the lower vibrational into the higher vibrational, if you will. So using this Merkaba for years, like over a decade now, it was pretty much like spin it and then fly somewhere. Like this was to fly somewhere. This shape's about bilocation. And to those of you that have seen Doctor Strange now, I had no idea that Doctor Strange 2. I was completely fascinated. Yeah, spoiler alert. I think if you cared, you would have saw the movie by now, to be honest with you. But yeah, spoiler alert. To see this America Chavez girl have the stars lined up, and when she jumps through them, she goes to a different universe. I swear to you guys, I had no conception, even 1% of 1%, that was going to happen in the movie. But it was very, very validating to see it. And as I told everybody on stage, this is a new download. This is new information. And I'm sure that humanity, i.e. all of us, we're going to find many, many reasons and many applications for this shape and these geometries and, just all of this sacred information that's coming through to humanity. So yeah, it's very, very exciting times. It's very exciting to be here because I'm seeing more and more miracles. It's like I always saw miracles, but it's like I used to see a miracle once a month, and then it was like 2 a month, and then it was 1 a week, and now it's like it's almost difficult to write them down. Like just keeping track of the things that are happening during a day, and it's like, I mean, we all remember when we had one of those phases of our lives where it was just like, oh my God, I keep seeing 11:22. I keep seeing 11:11 or 1:11 or 3:33 or whatever the time was. Like, it's like just completely out of control. It's like whatever the message of the day is that day, or in control, not out of control. Like I'm seeing more and more of this stuff. I'm having more and more of this stuff happen. 33 viewers, 17 likes. Gently caress the like button, okay? Please, family, I love you so much. You know, who else is spitting about these sacred geometries here live on the camera and not scared about those little buggers in the underground bunker? Yeah, I got a good word for you today. And by good word, I mean, oh my God, I don't even know how to say this. It's so gross. It's so freaking weird. Do I say this now? Ugh. Whatever. We're going to say it. So, oh my God. Oh my God. Hooray for me, Billy. Hooray for me. Hooray for you. I did it. I did it. I did it. Put the camera on. Put the camera on. Do it up. Do it up. Oh my God. Oh my God. Do we? Oh my God. And you can make it a necklace? And you can make it a necklace? You can make it a whole stroppany? Yeah, I did it. I did it. So 2017 up until now. And here we are. Now we're another 15 to 20 years ahead of any and all competition. So yeah, if you want to get your old ones hooked up, look at that. Look at that. Look at that steel thread in there. Look at that braided steel wire. Yeah, if you want to get any of your old ones hooked up. Oh, and ba-bam. And ba-bam. Okay. So yeah, if you want to get any of your old ones hooked up, I can hook up your old ones, make them indestructible so you can, I don't know, be buried with them and or give them to your children. Yeah, there's no competition, Catherine. Absolutely not whatsoever. Yeah, these are titanium beads. This beautiful blue. I have colors that have never been seen before. I got pink, ladies. I finally have pink. I have pink. I did it. I did it. I did it. Yeah, I've been working on this since 2017. Thousands and thousands of dollars have gone into, just making these devices even stronger. So yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's girthy. You can feel when it. Nima, welcome. We're in a new reality. Welcome. So yeah, why I'm showing this. Obviously, I have to show this. Are any of them up online yet? No, they're not. This is literally brand new. I'm just so freaking excited about it. I had to show it to you guys. So stay tuned to crystalcurrent.com. There's going to be more of that coming. But yeah, I was on the phone with Angela, and I was telling her, like, oh my God, I did it. And she says, you should celebrate. And every time I hear that word, how does that word sit with you guys first, before I even say anything? Do we like the word celebrate? Does it feel weird? How do you feel about it? Anyways, let's fill it in. Because when she said it to me, the word felt very strange. And I was like, celebrate. So I start breaking down the word. This is so messed up, guys. I'm shocked I'm even saying this on YouTube. Usually the darker, weirder words I save for the fam on Patreon, but like this word needs to get out. It literally says, so the word brat comes from brat with an E at the end. It's like brate or brat. It literally says sell a brat. Like to sell a child. Like to sell your worst child. It's horrific, honestly. Like some of these words, when I find them, they're horrifying. And this one's horrifying. Because, back when it was just like pretty much prostitution was like the main job, because that was the first job, on the planet. How else would people make money when they needed money? Sometimes people didn't have money and they would have parties. And at these parties, they'd, it's messed up. Just sit with it. It's right there in the word. But when I found this, I was just like, God, oh my God, what are we doing here? Like, how has nobody caught this? It's so dark and so weird. I don't even have words for it. It's literally right there in the word. It says sell a brat. So yeah, that's why that word doesn't feel good. That's why that word doesn't feel good. I hope you guys are caressing the like button. I would say, who else is going to pull this off live on the internet? Honestly. But yeah, we're in a new reality. So yeah, it's happening. Are you enjoying a new reality? Yeah, that one is awful. That one is full of awe. Yeah, a lot of these words, it's up to us to break this stuff down, guys. It's up to us to question it. It's like I find new stuff that's good every day, and I find stuff that's horrific not as often, luckily. But this whole selling a child, and if you just sit with it, like it makes perfect sense because people didn't always have money back in the day. So how else could they make a ton of money all at once? And how else could they, step out of the situation that they were in and step into something else and make a good amount of money all at once? So it's like I said, I have no other word other than horrific. It is just, it's beyond me, and I'm still sitting with it, and I'm still flabbergasted. I don't even know if that's a bad word. But yeah, I had to share this with you guys. I got to get this stuff out because if it just sits in my journals and I don't get it out to the world, get it out to the word. See what I did there? Then we keep saying these words, and it's up to us to cast a more efficient spell. It's up to us to be using better words, and to end this word thing on a better note before I drop the cards. Yeah, it is evil, Veronique. You want to sit with a fun one? They write in every yearbook in America, most likely to succeed. Ooh, that one's gross too. Most likely to go to college and get out of college and have their debt and have their white picket fence and get married and die at 43. Most likely to. I want to check in. We should all do that. We should all get our yearbooks out, and we should see who they said was most likely to succeed. And we should check in on these people as a populace and see what's going on in their lives. Ooh, that one's gnarly too. Yeah, there's some gross ones. Anyways, moving on. He's gonna drop the cards. But oh yeah, the good one, the better one. Let's see what happens with the other guy's brake pads. Marvelous. I really like Marvelous. I've been using Marvelous a lot. Because people ask me like, well, what word do we use if like awesome turns out not to be that awesome? And this one, that one, Marvelous. Marvelous is a very good one. And it's like, people don't look at you weird when you say marvelous. How was your day today? Marvelous. Marvel us. Ooh, it's good. Ooh, it's so good. It's a good one. So yeah, always remember the biggest thing that's been making the most shifts in my reality and the most splashes, holding my reality accountable. And I was talking about this last week with boundaries. I literally fried this woman at Natural Grocers the other day. She was just like, oh my God. She was like, I can't believe what you just said. What I said was, so I get in line, and like the woman's like, they're not paying for their water. They just filled up the water jug and then they walked outside. And I was like, do you want me to go stop them? And she's like, well, no, you can't do that. And I, cause like, Alexander, I'm like very peaceful and loving, but I'm also just like, hey. So I how did I say this? She's like, oh, I'll get them next time or something like that. And I look at her and I say, give me a minute. Cause this literally came from spirit. I said to her, if we want the reality to hold us accountable, then we need to hold the reality accountable. Oof. If we expect the reality to hold us accountable, meaning if you want to be called out on your BS, if you want the reality, your friends, your family members, your lover, your partner, all the people in your life, if you're asking them, if I'm doing something weird, if I'm saying something weird, if something feels out of alignment, put a flashlight on it for me. Then we have to, and we are being asked by the reality to be that flashlight for others. Hey, Hey! All right, let's clear the deck. Cold star. God said, two suns, too much for one universe. Weekly reading. Yeah, sit with that one later. Sit with that one later. Because things shifted. We used to have to almost just like watch things happen. It's like that scene from Austin Powers where like the steamroller is like coming towards the guy and they're like, just get out of the way. And he's like, no. And we see this happening in other people's lives in the reality that we came from. And we would have to just watch. Spirit would tell us to just watch. Spirit's not asking me to just watch anymore. That's all I know. Just sit with that. I'm not saying that we have to say things that are uncomfortable to say, but just sit with it. One more. Okay. There you go. Wait, what? Wait, what? Just walk up to your friend and say, wow, that is such a handsome incubus you found. Well, it's so interesting. I didn't know that you could steal and still ascend. I've learned so much today. Oh, my God. All right. What do we have here? All right. Let's do this. Look at that. It's today. Today, Monday, and halfway through Tuesday. Look at them just sitting there on the ground like that. All right. Moving forward with balance. Moving forward with balance. But basically, this is saying some of us aren't doing this. Some of us aren't doing this. Or some of us are figuring out what that means in this new reality. And this is exactly what I just said. The bigger the hat, the bigger the thoughts, the bigger the thought process. So there's a spiritual thought process going on that has not been integrated yet by the all. And of course it hasn't. Some people are looking outside like they're in the same place that they were before. We were in a place where we were experiencing timelines. Now we're in a place where I'm just like literally watching like dimensional jumps take place with people. And I'm watching how some people, as we said for years, like, it's time to go. It's time to work. It's time to do this stuff. Like, if people don't do it, they're not going to make the jump. They're not going to. And that doesn't mean that we can't work and we can't still persevere and we can't still ascend. But some people are not in the same place as others. And the divide is wider than anything I've ever seen in all my years of doing this work. It's very, very noticeable. So look at the lives of your family members, your friends, and of course, look at your own life. So moving forward with balance, okay? I'm picking up the cards like I have to. Still not used to this guy right here. And then we get to Merlin right here. We get to Merlin in the physical. So moving forward with balance, needing more time alone in nature, but then it says the friendship card, okay? So what does this card represent? This card also represents you heal me, I heal you. So we need to be able to identify when we're having anxiety. We need to be able to identify when we're not feeling our best. We need to be able to identify beforehand also. Rehab is great. Rehab works. Rehab allows the person from whatever ailment or dis-ease or whatever the mind created to have time to fix what took place, to fix how they're feeling. But prehab, we're in a place where, I've been saying this word for the half of a decade now. Prehab is better than rehab. And it's something I am now seeing more than ever. Spirit is asking me to be in tune with my body. Spirit is asking me to see who and what is in tune with my reality. And almost, at lack of better words, testing my reality. Testing the intuition of my family. Testing, because once again, if I want to be tested, if I want to be tested by my reality, and I know that's part of the reality, then fitting this role for others. So what this is saying is to be the best friend, to be the best person, to be the best healer that you can be, my family out there, you want to take time before you need time. So what this is saying is, this is showing what happens with humanity. Moving forward with balance, let's just talk about the physical. Moving forward with balance, needing alone time, moving forward while looking backwards. So this is saying that some of us that need the alone time aren't going to take it, weren't going to take it. But what Spirit's asking us is to not take the alone time when we need it, to take it when we're about to need it. Because when we do something when we're about to need it, instead of doing it when we need it, it's like the equivalent of having a snack when you're not hungry yet. And if we eat this snack, then, normally if we get hungry at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m. for dinner, that you might notice that the time goes a little bit later. So to look at it in regards of food, or just to put this another way, if we take the time before we need the time, instead of us needing 30 minutes out in nature, maybe we just need 5 minutes out in nature. Maybe you should just be chanting or oming in your steam room. Maybe there's something you could be doing by taking space and claiming space instead of feeling like we have to ask for alone time, feeling like we have to prepare everybody. I've been saying this to you guys for years. When this card comes up and we say, "Oh, I'm going to the beach," or I'm going to the park. And it's like, whether it's our lover or our friend or whoever it is, or our partner, and they say like, "Oh, I want to go." It's like, okay, I'll come back and get you. I need a minute. And then I can come back, and then we can go. It's like we have to be able to speak our needs and wants and desires into the reality to continue to get to this place. And look at this place. Look at this place. We've got both cards that represent ultimate love. This card is like love, 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 love. And this card is the immovable object of love. It's the most feminine of all the masculine kings in the entire deck, because the element is water. And water is very feminine, intuition, reasoning, like, the latter of the elements, or the opposite. Not that it's the latter, but very feminine. Like, you see these waves, you see this immovable object of love, and this unstoppable force. So what does Alexander always tell you? Love is the only real house of magic. So instead of being triggered, being aggravated, being short with somebody, feeling like we have anxiety, doing something about the anxiety. And I know, depending on someone's mental health, it's sometimes it can be very triggering to say, do something about it. Because, some people maybe out there are in a situation where they might need medication, or they might need this, or they might need something, or something might help them to be able to be in that place. But for the majority of you watching this message right now, we absolutely positively can do something about it. And just being a buoy out in the ocean, just like, oh, here comes a wave, oh, going on, oh, low tide, high tide. When you control your emotions, And it's up to you to do the things that make you happy. It's up to you to do the things that you know you need to do when you're feeling off. I have to work out. If I didn't work out, excuse me, if I didn't work out for a couple of weeks, knock on the biggest piece of wood in the world, I would still be smiling here on the camera, but I wouldn't be myself. I wouldn't feel like myself. I'd probably be faking it. And, you know, this is because of a lack of endorphins, dopamine, oxytocin, dimethyltryptamine, all the good things that come from working out. Why me and Brother Rion have been pushing you guys to do what it is that you can do. But whatever your thing is, if it's taking a walk, a night walk, a morning walk, if it's riding a bike, if it's going to a rock gym, if it's doing CrossFit, if it's Pilates or yoga or whatever the heck your thing is, we're required to do our thing. And we're required. Spirit is holding us accountable. Like I said, if we want to be held accountable, then this is what's going to take place. And this is what's necessary, is us knowing our boundaries and being held accountable by basically your own soul. This is what's required to get to the next place. Because yes, this place is awesome. And if we stayed right here, we're going to continue to see miracles. We're going to continue to see this world, the earth, Gaia, Mother Gaia, under your feet right now and under my feet. We're going to continue to see her ascend. And we're going to continue to see things shift in this reality. But many of us came to get further than where we are right now. So this is what's talking about, like the overlay being chaos, anything being possible. Murphy's Law. Pay attention to the things that you're saying. Pay attention. I hear people say these things all the time. Well, if it can happen, it'll happen to me. Or whatever, like BS that you're saying, my family. It doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help you. You need to be very vigilant about the words and the spells that are coming out of your mouth, and stop blaming the reality and start blaming yourself. And look at your reality and take responsibility for what you don't like in your reality, and ask yourself why you manifested that. If you're ever wondering why he only has 2,000 subscribers, this is why. Most people can't handle this message. So thank you all for being here with me today. To truly ascend, we need to not sit in the middle of a plateau. And so many of these masters that I see, they're so far and so big, of such a huge plateau that they've manifested, that the horizon is here and they don't even realize. They think that they've made it to the top of the mountain. They think they've made it where they can make it. Nobody has. Not I, not you. Nobody has. And if that's triggering, then so be it. But part of becoming a master is realizing that you don't know anything. And there's much, much more to learn. And the human consciousness can only handle so much of this information. So the people that's out there that thinks that they know it all, they're completely lost. They're completely lost. So look at your reality, take accountability, and then create action. Think, what were you doing when you felt your best, and reincorporate those things, whether that's a Golden God smoothie or a green juice and you start juicing again, or remember how good you felt when you got out of the gym once you made a routine out of it. I have to remind people of this stuff all the time. And I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, why am I having this conversation with you again? I know that you know this stuff. I know that you're prepared for what I'm about to tell you. So just think, when were things the best for you? And making those things happen, and not asking the other people in your reality, saying, this is what I'm doing at this day. Or I need time. You got to get out of the house. Like, I need the house. I need this room. If I have my headphones on, give me a minute. Something. We're being asked to speak We're being asked to speak because we're being asked to feel. And if you're not talking about your feelings, you're not even able to get into alignment of where we are supposed to be in this present moment. Ba-boom. Ba-boom. So maybe I'll see you on Wednesday. Maybe I won't. If the subscriber count is at 2260, I'll see you on Wednesday. And that has to be in the morning, not in the afternoon. So I know. I freaking love you guys so much. I'm very excited for the patrons. I'll see you guys in about, what was I say, 12 minutes? So all the patrons, I have more information. We're going to do an overlay of all this. It's very, very positive reading. It's very, very positive reading. It's basically what I was already talking about. So you want to see more love, be more love. I love you guys so much. From the top of my heart, the bottom of my heart, the front, the back, throughout all of my hearts, throughout all time and space, across the entire multiverse, I send so much love from my home in Sedona out to yours. And thank you for being here with me on this journey. Oh my God, he did it. He did it. He did it. I did it. I did it. I'm pretty happy. I'm ecstatic. I don't really have words for this. Yeah, look at that. And then just one day you wake up after a decade of making bracelets and crystal current is now fine jewelry. So that does not mean I'm getting rid of the stretch bands. I know some of you really love your stretch bands. But stay tuned to crystalcurrent.com. If you're looking for a session, Galactic Tarot's been a little packed, a little tight. So sooner rather than later. I love you guys so freaking much. Patrons, I'll see you in just about 10 minutes. And maybe I'll see you all on Wednesday. Thank you for being here. I love you so much. Cheers.